I'm
So
doing pretty good.
yeah, you are. Okay, not yesterday, but the night before, um, having your new nails and all that stuff. Um, I ran a scientific scan, which there's over 1,000 elements to be scanned. Every cell, every vein, every nerve, every organ, everything on every level. And I checked your blood. There was two blood related things that were high or like off. Okay, but in terms of uh, tumorous markers and cancer markers, none, 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 none. You used to have like 7 or 8. And that's where I was showing you on the video, remember?
Yeah.
And so normally the tumorous markers are 7s. And when they fall out of being a 7, that is like you are out of the danger zone. You know what I mean? It also means that we need to, keep going the direction where we're going. You know what I mean? But like that's major. That is where, like, I'm working on someone who has bronchial cancer. I'm working on someone who has um, colon cancer and more, like different cancers. And it's a huge turning point when we don't see that show up anymore. Those 7s on there. It's a really awesome thing. And so the other things that showed up that were, and I said, over 1,000 things ran, and everything on that was greens in there. I mean, everything was looking so clean. Like, my gosh, your digestion, your, like, everything was amazing. And I think there was 12 items that were red, and most of those 12, I think probably 9 of those 12 were bone related, like osteoporosis, so run bone regeneration. And the other one was it's a nerve thing, radiculopathy or something. I remember it. But so something with nerves and something with bone. Okay. And then the other thing that you had going on was, and I'll send you your report. Okay. Just so you
Okay.
see, was the um, lymphatic system. And there was only a couple browns and blacks, and I methatherapied them till they became green. Like they are all now like 1s and 2s now again, because I just ran metatherapies until I was like, we are making you perfect. You can work on your bones yourself. I'm just gonna keep. So did you get the fear tincture?
Yeah, so I think 3 came in the box.
Okay, show me what you got.
So I got this one.
Uh-huh. And what does that say?
It says take over 2 weeks.
Yep. Okay. And have you started any of those yet?
No, I was gonna wait till
we talk
our call today, and then I got this one.
Okay, show me like the front. It says, okay, yep. Okay, now the V elixir. This is super easy to take. You can build up to it, but I want you to get to 18 drops a day. Some people do 18 drops in their morning shake, and I know you do a morning shake. It is basically what's in there is a bunch of like rich berries. It's high in antioxidants, so it's all natural, and it'll stain. So be careful if you get it on your fingers; it'll totally stain. It's like pomegranate juice. You know what I mean? It doesn't like to come out of even on a kitchen countertop. It will freaking stain that thing. And so take you can take it, like I said, in a shake. You could take it. Hang on one sec. I got a truck coming through. You can take that you can divide it up as long as you can get like 18 drops in a day, and you can try to work yourself up to it. Most of my clients just throw it all in a shake and drink it. Some clients put it in a little shot glass and drink it. And some clients take, they divide it up into like 3 times and they take it. That is going to be an awesome, like, just continuing to smoothly take you, further into your healing. You know what I mean? And it's a great maintenance thing too. It is really fantastic, and it's more berry based. It does have the Trojan horse that we've talked about in the past, but outside of that, it's just full of really amazing, like the berry antioxidant combination. So 18 drops is your goal per day, but like I said, you can build up to it.
Okay. So it has DMSO in it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there was the third thing that I sent you, right?
Yeah. Oh, it just says blue. It doesn't say anything.
It looks kind of like just has some water. It doesn't have a label on it?
No. Just a dropper.
Well, I think that is just straight up. I think that's straight up DMSO. If you needed some for like a wrap or something.
Okay.
Or want to do a like mix aloe vera and just DMSO and do like a wrap or something. Just wanted to give you an extra supply if you needed that. Okay.
Okay.
So it'll be really awesome to see. I want you to just kind of notice if what you notice over the course of this coming week or whatever. Just take you could take a swig, or however you want to put it in a little glass. Your fierce tincture, your anti-fierce tincture. That is the specific thing that Tina was referring to. That is going to be so transformational for clients, and we've had lots of clients reply even within days they feel some changes. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for you to do that, because as Tina was confirming, she's like, she's so good on the inside. Yeah, her outside looks rough, but it just needs to fully kind of finish healing. And the fact that you did the work with the emotional thing, you know what I mean, was huge. And you recognizing your beauty and your power, your strength and your power, and beginning to acknowledge that is who you are. You are like an empress,
Thank you.
And what I want you to do, this is another thing that and let's see, how long had you had cancer? How many years?
Since 2017, for a while.
Right. So we're in 2020, and that's 3 years, right? So 3 years we get used to being some way, right? We begin to, well, first, when you first found out, you probably were like kind of maybe in denial, or kind of flipping back and forth, like, I don't have it, yeah, I do, or can this be possible? And what I want to just instill in you is, I need you to step into the new you, and it means that you need to unidentify yourself as someone with cancer. I don't have cancer anymore. I'm free of cancer. I healed my body from cancer. And you might have to write it down. You might have to look in the mirror and say, Marisa, you badass, you freaking beat this thing. You know what I mean? You have to talk to yourself. Let yourself hear it. Let yourself feel it. And I want you, as another thing, and this is going to help, okay? You don't have to go right away and tell friends and family and whatever. You don't have to do that right away. That'll be later. But right now, you can, when you go to the grocery store and there's a stranger there and they're like, well, how's your day? And you're like, oh my God, my day is great. I just found out I'm cancer-free now. You know what I mean? I want you to start with that. And I just got chills. Okay. I got the truth bumps coming through that's saying, yes, yes, yes. You have to step into the new you. And the more you practice this, the more it will just become you. Have you ever have you ever wanted to be a part of something, or identify yourself with something, and it could be even as a little kid, or even in your, school days, right? Where you wanted to be a part of something and you just kind of first pretended it first, right?
Yeah.
I want you to, that's what we're doing. And you're not pretending, first of all, we have documentable proof that you are clean, okay? We have documented proof of this. So you now need to, and yes, I know you still have uh, outward stuff that's going to continue to heal up, okay? But healing is from the inside out, right? So I want you to, again, you can start by writing, my name is Marisa, just tell your story. Like I had been diagnosed with cancer in 2017, and blah blah blah, and the journey, and the battle between, do I go Western, do I go East, holistic, what you like. Tell your story to yourself first, right? And then what you want to do is like talk to yourself in the mirror, you know what I mean? Recognize, like, like if you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and and acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your beauty, acknowledge your power, acknowledge your healing, on all realms, mental, emotional, spiritual. There may be other small healing components that we want to still address, but they're of a minor nature. We can always like go and do a little bit more work around, a past relationship or a past trauma or whatever. But step into the new you, step into being that person fully. I see this is one of the final steps to the crossing line. When I said, we're at the finish line. The finish line is you truly stepping through, where you can literally, to whoever, your kids, your neighbors, your ex, your whoever, your family, to say, I'm cancer free now. I'm cancer free. I freaking beat this shit. You know what I mean? Like I am, and so it's not going to happen today. It'll happen as you practice. Okay, so that's your homework, is writing your story, and maybe email it to me. You know what I mean? Like, and then it has to end with like, I beat this. I don't have cancer anymore. I'm not going to struggle with this anymore. I'm not going to wake up with this in my body, and I'm not going to go to sleep with it anymore. I'm not going to have this haunt me anymore. I want you to throw away anything cancer related. I don't want you to see stuff. I want you to be able to get ready to pack up your cancer books and go on to a cancer forum and say, these are some cool books that helped me. I'm cancer free now, and who else needs these? I want to pay it forward. These books inspired me, or whatever it is. And I know you still have a book to read yet too, right? By Tina said there was a book for you, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. I will look that book up. And wasn't there a video too?
No, she mostly told me to do like classical music at night.
Yeah.
And during the day, I don't think she mentioned a book, but I'll look back over my notes.
Okay. I feel, let me look at my thing here real quick.
I don't think she said a book.
Let's see. I put notes places, then I can't find my notes. Maybe here. Yeah. Tina, comma, do you remember the book and video you suggested to Marissa? Question mark. Okay. I know. Did you record her session?
I did. So
Okay.
it gives her vacuum.
Yeah, if I did text her too. So you know, you can I'll let you know
Okay.
I get it before you go back and maybe listen to your videos, because I know there's a lot of information in there, you know, and definitely make a backup copy of that too. You know, don't lose
Okay.
that. I think that is going to be helpful for you to listen to more than once. You know, you really should. So I want you to keep that, and so you have a reminder, you know, of that, and it will resonate, even if you like play it and you fall asleep. That's okay. You know what I mean? Your cells are hearing it. You know, your body is hearing it. Your mind is hearing it. But so you understand that last step, right? And
Yeah.
you know, anything that comes up, like if you're like, Celine, for whatever reason, I can't throw away my, you know, whatever related to cancer. You know what I mean? I don't want you to look around your house or your car, or, you know, I want you to start letting go of that stuff. You know, it's not a part of your life anymore. You don't need it. You're not going to need it. And I know this is not going to happen like today. You know what I mean? But if, let's say there's something you're really stuck on, let's say you've gotten to the part you can write it down, you can talk to yourself in the mirror, and you actually starting to believe yourself. uh, and then let's say you're out and about, and you know, you're filling up at the gas station, or you're at the grocery store, or you know, you have a dental appointment or a hair appointment or a nail appointment, and they know that you have cancer or whatever, and like you can tell them like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I don't have cancer anymore. I just got noticed. I have a clean scan. I have a clean, no cancer showing up in my body. Just keep doing that as much as you can. Don't miss an opportunity wherever you are, right? And then it will translate. That'll start to become easier, and then you'll be able to, like, okay, you know, tell this person, tell that person, tell a friend of yours, tell a neighbor of yours, or whatever, right? And but if there's something you get stuck on, right? You're like, okay, for whatever reason, I'm stuck with a specific thing. Tell me, and we'll energy shift it out.
Okay.
It's just a block. Okay. It's just a block. But go back to the times you've done this before, because we have. I remember I did it when I was young. I grew up in a very poor family. You know, my family was a farming, right? And I never wanted that to be a problem for me in my adult life. And I would always try to be the billionaire tycoon in the game of life. My favorite game ever. But when I moved as 18-year-old, I kept saying to everybody, I moved to New York and I didn't know anybody. So anybody who'd introduced me, I basically said, you know, I kind of told them like, I'm a millionaire. And, you know, I'm very successful. I'm a millionaire, and I'm a millionaire. Lived in an area of very high wealth people. Like I lived in an area where a lot of people were millionaires, right? And I was only 18, keep this in mind. And I just kept saying it to the point where I believed it. And it was to a lot of strangers or whatever. And I know, like, you know, who wants to be telling people that you're a millionaire? You're going to have a lot of friends that just want you to be, right?
Yeah.
But it happened. You know what I mean? And I was stepping into a new reality that I wanted for myself. I was 18. I was a millionaire by 23. Now I'm not a millionaire today, but you know, certain choices I made and certain choices I had no control over. But the point being is, you are already there. You just now have to believe it.
Yeah.
even if like $1 million was deposited in your bank account now, it would be hard for you to say I'm a millionaire. It would be hard
Yeah.
for you to keep checking it, and it would take a while. Do you remember when you were first looking at your pregnancy test and you were like, okay, it says I'm pregnant,
Mhm.
and then it was scary. You're like, okay, I don't really know if I want to tell anyone, right?
Yeah.
And then gradually you could start telling people, right? And
Yeah.
that's kind of the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like you got to get used to a new reality. um, and I want you to stay with all those thoughts about, visualize, again, remember when we first met and we first talked, I was like, one of the things you said to me was super important to you is you didn't want to be going through things that would make you sick to the point that you were in bed where you couldn't be with your kids and play with them outside and be there for them in every way. And you succeeded at that. You made that happen. Of course there might have been a few down days, but you stepped into that reality, and you made that happen for yourself. You're like, okay, this is going to be a tough journey, but I'm going to take a journey that at least I won't be, miserable in bed and missing out on my kid's life, right? You did
Yeah.
that. That was all you. So you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So take the fears tincture, keep me posted. Okay. Even if, it'd be awesome too, is even if you notice something, like just do a little video selfie and it's like, Selena, I just want to report to you, blah, blah, blah. Or even do a report to me, like if you told a stranger that you're cancer free, or that you beat cancer. You know what I'm saying? Just start to step into the new you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the the V elixir, um, I can send you over any more additional detail on that. Okay, on that. But you can work yourself up to 18 drops. You don't have to do 18 drops in one day. Some people can. It's nowhere near the other tincture. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It's nowhere near. Yeah. So, any questions?
I don't think so. Um, not right now. I might have some later.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for you always. You know that. Okay.
This is great news.
It's freaking crazy news. Do you know you have a better scan than I do? I'm telling you do. Like, it's crazy. I'm just so happy for you. I'm just like, I wanted to scream, but I was like doing it at night and I was people sleeping. So I'm, and I will send you your scan. So let's make sure you have the book, the video that Tina mentioned. Let's make sure you get on a to-do list maybe watch it once a week or something for the next month or something. And then start the fears thing and let me know. And then I will send you your scan report and you'll see that it's like everything is good. And run bone regeneration for yourself. Okay. That was the one thing that I didn't correct and stuff like that. But we will obviously continue to maintain. That's what we're doing. We're just going to maintain. We're just going to make all of those things like, okay, in the scan, you know how I say it won't show up as red or unless it's under a 0.425, right?
Okay.
And anything from one, a full one, like a 1 point whatever, a 1 point whatever is anything less than a 1 point something is weakening your body in some fashion, but anything less than a 0.425 is severely affecting your body. You know what I mean? It's weakening. It's definitely there. You had for anything like and what we want to get to someone is above a 1, right? We want above a 1. So your stuff was 1.2, 1.5. I mean, really good. And we're going to keep that going. We're going to we're gonna keep that stuff so it's, you know, a 2, you know, or a
Okay.
3 or 4 or 5 or 6, but you have nothing under 1,000 or a 1 point. I say 1,000, but it's actually 1 point something something. So you're at whole numbers now. You're not in the negatives. So, I mean, it's remarkable. It's so remarkable. And I really give a lot to the healing, the energy healing that you did. And a lot got released there. You know what I mean? And I think you feel it. I feel like you feel it. And
Yeah.
and you know, and recognize, you know, you know, recognize like, okay, you know, just ask yourself intuitively, like, all right, Marissa, is there anything else? You know, is there anything else I'm missing? You know, we can always, you know, revisit any energy shifting stuff or, you know, anything like that. But I'm so happy for you. I knew this day would come. I knew this day would come. Even I'm just like, oh my God, I just like, I love when this happens. You know what I mean? I do. I would love one day too, in the, you know, near future, um, to maybe have a like a podcast with you, sort of, or like a recorded thing where we could talk about. I see it from the other end, and I know you see it from you know the the client side, meaning like I see, especially with things like that are like more life threatening, you know what I mean? With clients who have life threatening ailments, that it can be one of the hardest things, and please correct me if I'm wrong, one of the hardest things I think that you deal with is when you do say, okay, I think I want to do this or that, and you share it with friends, family, neighbors, colleagues, whatever, and then they give their opinion, like, oh, don't do that, there's no way, or you know, or I think you should do this, or here's something different. Like, I know in your journey you're very overwhelmed with, oh my God, what do I do, what direction, all this stuff. And it's hard to, it's kind of like weight loss, right? If someone's like, Marissa, um, I want you to just swim, and let's say you're starting swimming, someone else says like, okay, swimming's not going to be enough, Marissa, you need to like run with it, right? And someone's going to say, no, actually you should, you know, run every day. Or someone's like, oh no, you should only do it once a week. Or no, forget all about that, you need to lift weights, right? And everyone's telling you everything, but if it, obviously, giving your, I mean, any probably one of those things would have worked to some degree. Some would work to better than others, right? And you know, some things would work better than others for you, and some things would. And sometimes it's good to have a combination of things, right? I mean, we did combinations of things. You did combinations of things. But I think the hardest thing, and the one message that I would love for, I'm going to get out of the sun here for a second. One of the things that I think would be cool for you to talk about is listening to your own intuition, you know, and standing in your truth with that, you know what I mean? Because you knew all along, and I really feel you as a woman, especially, I think women have, you know, are more in tune with their intuitive sides, right? So um, the the conversation I'd like to have is to help people not buy into others' opinions, to try to keep the people. It's like, okay, I you don't agree with me, that's fine, but this is my decision, you know what I mean? Helping people like stay true to what they know is right for them.
Yeah.
And I can only, I mean, that's a struggle with a lot of people go through, and I know our journey was longer because you struggled for that. I, you know, and it's, there's no wrong and blame. I'm like, I would struggle for that. Like, who wouldn't? Because it's so hard. Everybody wants to give you, they want to help. So the way they can help is say, try this, try that, don't do this, you're crazy for that. But all in all, I think people who have cancer or something that is more on a life threatening thing need to get quiet with themselves and literally listen to their own heart and mind and body and let that guide them as to what's right and true for them, right? And try to surround themselves with advocates that will support them in what they're doing. And the people that don't buy into it or want it and don't want to hear it, then you have to put up those boundaries and say, you know what? Thank you for your opinion, but I need people around me. I mean, if you're going to be around me, then you need to support me. You need to be for what I'm doing and not laugh at it or roll your eyes or, you know what I mean? And that's, don't you agree that would be an amazing message to give other people who are dealing with life-threatening illnesses or cancers or something? Don't you think that would be a huge one?
Yeah, I think that you really have to. I think the hardest part is listening to your own intuition, because even if you go to 10 different oncologists, it's still like I really just have to do what's best for me, but I want to do the best thing for me at the same time.
Yes.
And then
yes, exactly.
it's difficult.
It is. It is difficult, you know. Just cleaners closing up here. Muchas gracias. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Uh-huh.
¿La basura dónde van?
Hmm?
Trash.
Trash, yeah, I'll take it. Or if you can take it. Or I don't know where the trash is. It's around back, right?
Okay.
Okay. I can take it either way.
Oh, Felipa.
Okay, gracias. Okay. What we were saying about your intuition, right? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Like the, you know, even as a provider, as we are, like, you know, remember that day in the parking lot when we were in Newport and, you know, the doctor guy was kind of being a jerk, right? With the IV stuff and all that. But I was like, you know, remember when I turned back to you and I'm like, here, you know, I did kind of say like, you know, oh, you know, I kind of gave you my opinion, but I also was like, you know, what do you feel? You know what I mean? I want you need to do what you feel you need to do. You know what I mean? And there's no, gracias.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the worst that ever is, because that was the first time we did it. That, you know what I mean? It won't ever be that dirty again. That was just like first time cleaning. Gracias. Crazy. All right, back to what I was thinking. When you were trying to sort that out for yourself, you know, like, do you do that therapy, you know, all that stuff. The balance line is, you know, sure, you can get someone's opinion, right? But ultimately, you know, I wanted to support what your decision was. You know what I mean? And whether it ended up being the right thing or not, it was necessary. Remember, I always say, what will happen is meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think too, you know, it maybe it, you know, because sometimes it's a learning, right? I think when Tina mentioned, she's like, okay, she had to go through that because there was still, it was old patternings with old relations. You know what I mean? And even though it wasn't good or comfortable, and you kind of felt that it wasn't comfortable or pleasant, right? But it was familiar, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet at the same time, that was you know, we always worry about, like, are we doing the right thing? Everything unfolds as it should. You know what I mean? As it should. And yes, it starts with us taking action by listening to our intuition and listening to ourselves and being quiet. And you kept doing that, which is amazing. And I think more people need to hear that that's a huge part of your healing journey, is to try to get more in touch and in tune with yourself so
Yeah.
you can hear the way. Go here, right?
Yeah.
So I'd love to have a conversation sometime with you, and maybe we could even do like a whatever you feel comfortable with. We could do a Facebook Live if you didn't want to have your face. You don't have to have the video. If you didn't want to use your real name, you wouldn't have to do that. But I would love you to share your story, your journey, but also I would love for any messages that you have. And that's one of the things that I would love people to hear more about, because I saw some of that overwhelm with you, and I see it so much with my other clients, a lot. And that's added stress that people don't need. And like, and I see it happen with so many people. I just talked to the client yesterday too. I have a lady, she's her granddaughters are taking care of her. She has 4 granddaughters taking care of her, and she's 80 something, and she has cancer. And she's really too, well, again, it's my opinion. I think chemotherapy and radiation would be too much for her at her age, especially with COVID going and all that. So she's fully on board now to go, the route of holistic and alternative, and do a lot of the same protocols that you did. But I also see her, how I remember, it's scary. It's so scary. It's so freaking scary. And it's worse when you're worried about it and you're stressing about it and you can't sleep at night, right? Because you're like, oh, what's the right thing? Because you feel like a time bomb is ticking, and you got to figure out the code. So,
yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just, again, want to, and Gina's going to, and I'll also talk to you more, but I want to commend you for your courage, your strength, your awesomeness, your beauty. You're just so amazing.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I'm so happy for you. And you did it. You did it. You did all of it. It was all you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so
I
much.
really am. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me and for trusting us and not giving up, and just believing in yourself. Keep believing in yourself. You're a princess. You're like a queen. I see it in my mind's eye. It's my honor to have been able to help you in this lifetime.
Oh, thank
So
you.
amazing. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm all emotional because, wow, I'm just so happy for you, all right. I'll end on that. And please, if you have any questions or anything, you let me know, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a fantastic day. Keep me posted, okay? Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.